Stop for a moment, not to do anything, just to notice. Where are you right now? Not the city, not the room. Where are you, the one who is aware of being in the room? Who are you? Not your name, not your work, the one beneath all of that. Who is that? How did this life begin? Why did it begin? And when it ends, does anything of you remain? What is this body? What is this thing we call the soul? And that thought you're having right now as you listen, where did it come from? Close your eyes and the thoughts don't stop. They keep moving. Why? Who is doing this thinking? This question is not new. Thousands of years ago, a sage sat with the same question and answered it in 12 sentences. Those 12 sentences are still alive today, still as sharp, still as deep. It is called the Mandukya Upanishad. It comes from the Atharva Veda and it is the shortest of all the Upanishads and also the deepest. Before we enter the text itself, it helps to know the one who illuminated it for us. Without him, much of this would have stayed sealed. 8th century, a village called Kaladi in Kerala. A boy was born. His name was Shankara. By 8, he had the 4 Vedas by heart. By 12, every major Shastra was studied. By 16, he had written what most scholars never write in an entire lifetime. He asked his mother for permission to renounce the world. She refused. Then one day, bathing in the river, a crocodile caught his leg. The boy called out, "Mother, give me permission. If death comes to me as a renunciate, I accept it." She gave her permission, and the crocodile let go. This is not just a story. It is an introduction to a man who knew the world fully and still let it go, and in letting go, gave everything back to it. He studied under Govindapada, and Govindapada's own teacher was Gaudapada, the same Gaudapada who wrote the Karika on this very Upanishad. A lineage, Gaudapada to Govindapada, Govindapada to Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya walked the length of India on foot, Kashi to Kanyakumari, Kerala to Kashmir. Everywhere he went, he debated, he founded monasteries, he gathered students. And the texts he wrote still form the spine of Indian philosophy. A commentary on the Brahma Sutras, a commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, commentaries on 10 principal Upanishads, and on this Mandukya Upanishad, a commentary he called the essence of all Vedanta. Tradition holds that he left his body at 32. 32 years, which most of us spend simply trying to understand who we are. In those same years, Shankaracharya laid the foundation of a philosophical tradition that is still alive today. And at the center of everything he taught was one sentence: Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. This is not ego. It is the dissolving of a division we've all quietly accepted, that I am separate and the world is separate. Shankaracharya says that very belief is the ignorance, and the Mandukya Upanishad exists to remove it at the root. So why does this matter to you? Not because it is ancient, not because it is sacred. It matters because it is about you, about your sleep, your dreams, and about the state beyond both waking and sleeping, what you actually are. Shankaracharya offers an image. A person recovers from illness only when the illness itself ends. In the same way, the self that has come to believe it is its suffering, like someone in the theater who forgets it's a screen and trembles at the fire painted on it. That self finds its health only when the world of duality, the world built entirely on difference, dissolves. That health is liberation. And this Upanishad is the path to it. Here at Sarv Consciousness, this is where we begin, looking inward, toward the awareness that has been quietly watching every experience of your life. If that's the journey you want to walk, stay with us. Let's begin. The first mantra of the Mandukya Upanishad. Om. Just that. One syllable. And then it says, Om iti etad aksharam idam sarvam. Om, this syllable, is everything that exists. Shankaracharya unpacks this with great care. Whatever is past, already gone, is Om. Whatever is future, not yet arrived, is also Om. Whatever is present, this very moment you are living in, is Om as well. And whatever lies beyond all three of these, without beginning, without end, that too is Om. Whatever exists is Om. Not one thing among many things. It is the ground every other thing stands on. The way a clay pot is never separate from the clay, the pot is the clay. This entire world is never separate from Om. Shankaracharya makes one more careful point. Om is the name by which Brahman is called. But a question arises. Are the name and the one named really two separate things? Think about it. When someone says your name, your face, your voice, your presence, all of it rises at once in the mind. The name and the person don't arrive separately. They arise together. The Chandogya Upanishad takes this further. It says, whatever appears different in this world, every form you see, is really just a name, just an arrangement of speech. An example helps. Gold becomes a bracelet, a necklace, a ring. 3 names, 3 shapes. But underneath, it is gold. Gold in the bracelet, gold in the necklace, gold in the ring. The form changes, the substance never does. In the same way, trees, mountains, people, gods, countless names, countless forms, but underneath, one single reality. And that reality's name is Om. It is Brahman. This is why Shankaracharya says there is no real difference between Om and the Self. When you sound Om, you are not calling out to some distant deity. You are remembering what you already are. So this sound is not just sound. It is remembrance. Remembrance of the one thing you have never actually stopped being. The second mantra. Sarvam hya etad Brahma, ayam Atma Brahma, soyam Atma Chatushpad. All of this is Brahman. This very self is Brahman. And this self has 4 feet, 4 parts. Think of a tree with 4 branches. The tree is one, but it shows itself in 4 ways. The self is exactly like that, one, but appearing as 4. The first half of the verse said something general. All this is Brahman. Like saying, gold is valuable. A statement about the world out there. The second half brings that truth home. This self is Brahman. You, right now, in this very breath. This is the great turn of the entire Upanishad. The search was never outward, it was always inward. Shankaracharya says these 2 halves serve one purpose. The first brings you to Brahman, the second reveals you were standing there all along. And then it names the 4 feet, waking, dream, deep sleep, and the 4th beyond all 3, Turiya. This isn't philosophy for its own sake. It is the structure of your own experience every single day. An old coin, Kashapana, had 4 quarters. One coin, 4 parts. The self is the same, not divided, simply appearing in 4 ways. Or think of one sun, rising, setting, hidden behind clouds, blazing across an open sky. The sun never changes, only its appearance does. The self is the same, one appearing as 4 states. The third mantra, Vaishvanara, the first foot of the self. Jagarita sthano bahish prajna saptanga eko navimshati mukha sthula bhuk Vaishvanarah pratama pada. This mantra describes the first part of the self, called Vaishvanara. Vaishvanara is the waking state. Eyes open, the world visible, the mind turned outward. In this state, attention faces out toward the world. And the scripture sees this ordinary waking state in an extraordinary way. This state has 7 limbs. The heavens are its head, the sun its eye, the wind its breath, space its body, water its bladder, the earth its feet, and fire, the sacrificial fire, its mouth. And 19 openings, 19 doorways through which it knows the world. 10 senses, 5 vital breaths, and the mind, intellect, ego, and inner instrument, 4 more. 19 in total. What does this mean? The self that wakes inside you is the very same self pervading the entire universe. When the sun rises, that is the self's eye opening. When the wind moves, that is the self's breath moving. Shankaracharya says Vaishvanara is so named because it leads all people, all naras, as one single consciousness moving through every one of them. Once this is understood, you can no longer look at another person and think they are separate from you. What wakes in you is the very same thing that wakes in them. So this was Vaishvanara, the self of waking, vast, present in everyone, the one who experiences this visible world. But every evening, night comes. The eyes close, and Vaishvanara, so vast a moment ago, head touching the heavens, feet on the earth, where does it go? And what arrives in its place? What builds an entire world without any sun, without any lamp, lit only by its own light? Who is that? That is Taijasa. Taijasa meaning full of light, the one who sees by its own illumination. Today we sat with the first 3 mantras of the Mandukya Upanishad, the nature of Om, the relationship between the self and Brahman, and Vaishvanara, the first of the self's 4 faces. In the next episode, we go further into Taijasa, into Prajna, and toward Turiya. That journey runs even deeper. If this way of exploring consciousness speaks to you, stay with Sarv consciousness. We are just getting started.